Welcome to the Jester's Tale blog and our tour of Owl's Head, Kingsport and Braemar, the three settlements in the pre-alpha release R3 of Shroud of the Avatar. Here you can see we're on the main road up to Owl's Head, and we have the settlement plots on either side. This is the way that the settlements will grow organically as these plots get built out with player housing. And as we enter Owl's Head, you can see the Tesla Tower ahead of us. And on the right here, this house where Merchant William will sell you epic plate mail for a knockdown price. Here's the market in Owl's Head. And you can buy all sorts of groceries from here. And up ahead here, the crafting centre. So here in the crafting centre you can find the various different crafting tables that will allow you to make goods and items to wear within Shroud of the Avatar. You can also find the chests which contain crafting goods and also crafting tools which allow you to make these items. So now up on the left hand side we're coming to Fire Lotus's Tavern. One thing to mention about the chests, in the multiplayer game they're not really replenished on a very regular basis, so you really have to go into the single player game and open all the chests and take all the goods out and use those as your source of items and crafting goods for the multiplayer game. They carry across. So now we're running up the road and into the main fortified part of the town. So here you can see some of the city level buildings that are available for the higher pledge levels within the game. So sort of Baron, Lord, that sort of level. And it's important to remember that this is still a pre-alpha release of the game. And for it to be quite so complete and quite so polished at this stage, it's really very, very impressive. You can see the attention to detail up there with the windmills on the hills, and a little later on as we come around this corner you'll see some birds in the sky. There's the Tesla Tower again up on the left hand side. And we're going to head out of Owl's Head now and make our way to the Lunar Rift just outside of town, which will take us to Kingsport, the port city close to Owl's Head. And as we do, it will give you a chance to take a look at some of the other bits of housing that are available at all sorts of pledge levels. Okay, so let's leave Owl's Head, come down and go across the bridge again, and just outside of town is the Lunar Rift. So we go past some of the plots that we went past on the way in. Past the windmill on our left hand side. And then up here on the right is the Lunar Rift. So let's step into the Lunar Rift and make our way to Kingsport. So here we are on the outskirts of Kingsport, and here we get a first look at what a seaside town might look like within Shroud of the Avatar. We also get a look at some of the buildings that are available at different pledge levels for the founder pledges. We're going to run past the docks here. You still can't walk out into the sea. Swimming's not implemented yet in R3. Past the market area of Kingsport again. And out onto the docks. Where here on the right hand side we can see what's becoming known as the party boat. There have been several gatherings of the great and good of Shroud of the Avatar here over the course of R3. Up ahead we can see the windmill. We're just going to run along the shore here a little bit. It's one of the details that I very much liked as I ran around Kingsport was just this old wrecked boat down on the right hand side here. And there we can look back across the vista of Kingsport. So let's make our way out of Kingsport now. We'll head back across past the Lunar Rift and towards Braemar. Braemar's new for Release 3. It's a wooded village. And it gives us our first chance to take a look at an entirely new type of scenery. And some new housing as well. It's one of the things I really like are the interactive lights in Shroud of the Avatar. Love the idea of being able to turn the lights on and off. One thing I'm looking forward to as we go through R4 and then on into the later releases is just seeing how this scenery develops and how these graphics get polished. The graphics in Shroud of the Avatar so far have come under a little bit of fire for perhaps not being quite as good as in other games, but it really is important to remember that this is a pre-alpha release and there's still a lot of polishing that needs to be done. So here we are on the outskirts of Braemar. We're going to run down into the village, take a little bit of a look around. And already you can see that the feel of Braemar is quite different to either Kingsport or Owl's Head. There really is quite a nice feel of being in an old wood. There we can see a couple of the Watchers, which are new to R3. Get our first look at one or two of the creatures that we might have to fight in R4 as they introduce combat next month. And let's run into the centre of the village here. And on on the left hand side here, we're just going past the tavern, and you can see some of the new types of housing that are available in these woodland villages. I'm going to take a right turn here and head up towards the graveyard. So we know that skeletons are almost certainly going to be part of the R4 release next month to give us something to fight. So I suspect that the graveyard in Braemar might be somewhere where we spend quite a lot of time. It certainly looks very atmospheric at night. Can't wait to see what it looks like as we're fighting hordes of skeletons in here. I'm going to turn right up here. They've bordered the whole of this area with this sort of forest of trees which you can't penetrate, and here you can see some will-o'-the-wisps, and we're just going to head up and to the right here back towards Braemar. And as we head back towards Braemar, you can see on the left hand and right hand side here some of the plots that will be for player housing. We're going to turn back into Braemar here and go and take a look in Braemar's tavern. A little bit smaller than the tavern in Owl's Head, but still lots of good mead to be found, no doubt. And that really ends my tour of Owl's Head, Kingsport and Braemar. I hope you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you all in Release 4 next month.